Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam. Before we get started today, I just want to thank a lot of you who sent me emails bringing to my attention that my newest video featuring that mystery object that was seen moving across the ice in an island off of Antarctica has now gone super viral, being featured in major news all around the world. Here is a video that was recently sent to me from someone in Australia who was in a gym working out when he saw our video come across one of the televisions on the local news station. And, well, it's been featured everywhere, pretty much. IFL Science did a piece on it. But I really think it's cool. And regardless of what your opinion was, I still believe that that was a mysterious finding. And so do a lot of other people who've stated that it definitely looks as if something is moving across the ice, sliding over 3,000 feet or a half a mile away from this mountain. Has led many to believe this is not just a piece of the mountain. And as the video continues to be spread and shared around, I would think that the sentiment has been reflected by a lot of people. So I'm glad that, this topic and videos featuring my stuff are getting out there, and that hopefully at the very least, it will cause some people who have never looked into this topic or research to maybe do a little digging, only later to be pulled down the rabbit hole, just as most of us here. So really cool stuff. Now, some other breaking news over the past couple of days. I don't know if you guys heard about this story, but people all along the eastern seaboard of England woke up to see thousands of starfish, lobsters, and birds even washed up, scattered amongst their shores. Tens of thousands, in fact, that, as you're seeing from some photographs sent in by a viewer here, have completely eclipsed the ground below. In many instances, you can't even see the shoreline. There were so many, with the cause behind this purge being attributed to something called the Beast of the East, which relates to a number of massive storms that occurred over the UK and Europe recently. So basically what they're saying was that the purge here of this sea life, as well as birds have been found too, was due to the fluctuation in temperature caused by said storms. So amazing photographs and kind of chilling, at least in my opinion, looking at these things. Apparently it's something normal that happens every year, so you guys tell me what you think down below, and if you have any photos or there, definitely send them in. Now, in other news, there have been some videos posted lately from people around the world witnessing what amounts to some strange lights and or colors seen in the skies. Now, this first video here was sent in by a viewer of mine who, at about 12:50 in the AM, noticed this glowing orange section of the sky over the horizon that he had never seen before. He said it was not the sunset and it was not a fire. So go ahead and check this out.
It's 12:55 on the AM. What the hell is that? I'm baffled.
Okay, so this occurred in Clearfield, Utah at 12:55 a.m. So this is definitely not the sun setting, and according to the viewer, was also not light pollution coming from a nearby city. He says in his original video titled Strange Night Sky, quote, "I saw this strange orange section in the sky on my way home from work. I have never seen the sky look like that in this area or anywhere in my life. I took a quick video and then went to look for the source of said light, but nothing explaining it could be found." He said that it was very out of place and again, nothing he had seen before. And while we're on the subject of strange lights in the sky, we have a daytime video here, this time that was sent in to my friend and fellow YouTuber Mr. MBB333, of yet another strange cloud or happening. I don't know what it is, but it's even more interesting in this case, so check this clip out from his channel.
This is a spectacular sky phenomenon. Don't exactly know how to explain this. The video was taken by Roberto Nunez from Ecuador. And here's the thing. The sun sets off to the right, and he'll show that here in just a moment. What we're looking at here rises. It actually goes up in the air. It gets higher instead of lower. It's definitely not the sun, because you're going to see it completely disappear here in just a couple of minutes. See how it's now completely above the tree line? Fiery orange. Looks like the sun. With a tail, but it's not.
Okay, so I'm just going to pause the audio here and speed the video up just so you can see exactly what happens with this strange beam of light as it slowly dissipates as the minutes pass by. Now, as you heard earlier, the sunset was in a separate area of the sky off to the right. So that definitely adds a little bit more mystery to this, because if this is not the sun, does that mean this is a self-illuminated cloud in the sky? Some sort of portal opening up in the sky? I'm just giving you theories that have been put forth to me by other people who have viewed the video already, but interesting stuff, and thanks to Mr. MBB333 for posting it. You can head over and check out his channel down below. And yeah, a lot of strange things happening in our skies lately. UFO sightings continue to be on the rise. And speaking of, and I just want to touch on this briefly, although with me, it'll likely turn into a long drawn-out novel, but just bear with me. So, I noticed lately there hasn't been a lot of talk of Mr. Tom DeLonge, who, if many of you remember, last year created his company called To the Stars Academy, basically promising the world to the UFO community, and that through this company, he would expose the truth behind the alien and UFO phenomenon, initiate groundbreaking discoveries in both science and technology, even promising to build one of these anti-gravity spacecraft. But of course, you have to invest, and you had to invest. And so since this company went live, you can see right here on his website that he has raised over $2 million since then. And with only 2,907 investors, which is kind of strange to me, because when you have a number like $2.5 million and that low of a number of investors, that would mean that on average, every investor would have had to put in around $850, which again is strange to me. Because if you look at all of the major crowdfunding campaigns on whichever crowdfunding websites, you'll be able to calculate that on average, most people donate between $30 and $40. And that's from the smallest to the largest crowdfunding projects that you can find online. And so that was strange to me, but that's not the point of the video. So Mr. DeLonge raises $2.5 million, and of course there was a lot of excitement around it at the time. And since then, he really hasn't done much. All has gone quiet on the Western Front, as it seems, since the creation of this company and the investing of $2.5 million. The most we've gotten basically from Tom or his company is the releasing of 2 grainy UFO videos, along with a host of promises of more to come. However, when you go over to his Twitter page, for instance, which is sort of like the main hub for anyone wanting to get new information coming from the company or from Tom, do we get a bunch of UFO stuff, new UFO sightings, things to come from the company, explosive new information that is yet to be released? No. But what do we do get? Advertisements for you to buy his merch or his books, all through this company. So you're seeing his Twitter page here, where what I thought was kind of comical, you can see the background image of his Twitter page, his private information not available for public consumption. So that already kind of gives you the idea, man, he's releasing some pretty crazy stuff on this Twitter. And then you scroll down and we see nothing except links and requests for you to head over and purchase merch, get a free cozy for your beer with every order. We have some updates to his next book, his next science fiction book, mind you. That is a follow-up to Secret Machines. Again, fiction, nothing to do with the actual UFO and alien phenomenon. Scrolling down further, don't forget to pick up your free lapel pin with orders of $100 or more. Definitely the explosive hard data that we've been waiting for. Moving on, more tweets about his future book release that you need to go and purchase immediately. Here we go, some beanies with an astronaut sitting on the moon, as well as some more cozies for your beer or your pop. And I mean, it just goes on and on, so I think you guys are getting the picture. Go and get your 2018 wardrobe refresh from To the Stars. Free shipping on all US orders. I mean, there's just nothing here. So, and I've been getting emails from people who have really been on Tom's side. And you know, even I've taken a step back since my first couple of videos where I said, something's just not right about this. It feels like he's going to take all of these investors' money, release a couple of crappy UFO videos, and then we're not going to hear anything from him. It doesn't look good, and I've been getting emails from people kind of angry as to why Tom is not following up with this explosive data that he was going to have released at the same speed with which he raised this money. Because of course, when he was actually raising and looking for investors, you couldn't be on the internet without seeing a new press release, a link, something from Tom DeLonge promising you explosive revelations that were going to come if you just invested $1,000 apiece. And what's even more upsetting is that recently it came out that one of the main photographs that was used by Mr. DeLonge, as well as his panel of former government insiders that, according to them, depicted a legitimate alien craft, was later found out to be nothing more than a helium balloon that you could buy at the dollar store, specifically a number 1. Like if you're having a birthday and your son or daughter is turning 10 years old, you buy the 1 and you buy the 0, and that's what this is. And you look at other similar footage and photographs, and I mean, even without doing that, I think we can all clearly look at this and say, okay, this looks like a foil balloon reflecting sun, and that's what it was found out to be. So a major blow right out of the gate to the credibility of this company and Tom DeLonge. What do you guys think? Am I wrong here? And the fact that after having raised almost $2 million, he seems to have suddenly shied away from the explosive revelations, quote unquote, and is now pushing his fictional books, his music CDs, and his clothing lines. You guys tell me what you think down below. So with that, I'll get out of your ear. I've spoken enough today. I want to thank all of you who continue to send in your footage and your stories. Be sure to stay tuned. I've got much more in the works, so follow me on Twitter and Facebook for updates to that. But otherwise, keep being the awesome people that you are, and I will see you back in just a bit.